Hello YouTube, Jeff Kelly here. Today I wanted to talk to you about a new purchase I made, the Smith & Wesson 500 Magnum ES Emergency Survival Tool Kit. I got this on April 3rd of 2017. This was one of the biggest failures that Smith & Wesson ever had, and I wanted to kind of go over that history with you and tell you what I've learned. Of course, we know the 500 Magnum came out in 2003 with different barrel lengths, a lot of different iterations. The Emergency Survival Toolkit came out in April of 2006, and I will open it up and give you a look inside. This was marketed as a bear survival kit. You can see you've got the bear attack book and two blankets there for when you're out in the wilderness, and then you've got the 2 3/4 inch barrel 500 Smith & Wesson Magnum Emergency Survival. Over here on the right you've got a saw, and right underneath that, those white chunks are fire starters. In the sheath here you have a knife, which is a tactical, I guess, black ops knife. Right above that is a mirror, a signaling mirror, and right above that right here is a striker to be able to, I guess, hit the knife on and ignite those white pellets. Over here, right there, is a whistle, emergency whistle, and right next to that right here is a compass. So those are the tools of your survival kit. This is a 5-shot revolver. It comes with those orange Hogue grips. They also made a companion survival kit in the 460 Magnum, which came with yellow Hogue grips, and then they made another one in a 44 Magnum, which came with black Hogue grips. The orange grips are no longer made anymore, so they're very difficult to find and probably cost a fortune if you do find them. The same with the yellow grips for the 460. Very difficult to find. As I said, the production run on this gun was from April 06 to March of 09, and I called it a dismal failure because I called Smith & Wesson and looked up when this gun was made, and it was made on the 3rd of November in 2007. And then I asked him how many guns were made in total over those 3 years, and he said, and these are his exact words, "Oh, probably less than 3,000. And then he looked on his computer and counted them up, and he said, "Oh God, there was less than 500 made of these." So they're very rare, they're very scarce. After they came out, really nobody wanted them after they fired them because the recoil was so difficult to handle. Tom at Weapons Education has done several videos on this gun that he bought, and he called it pretty well, that it was rare and it became a collector's item as such. And he says that it hits every nerve in your body when you fire it. So I looked on GunAuction, back in 07 and some in 08, and these things came out at $13.99 a gun, and they were selling for $720, $740, brand new in the box. People just did not want them, and that's why Smith & Wesson stopped producing them. The only literature and gun magazines that came out were in these right here. And here they are, the Guns magazine. This was an article done in March of 07, and in September of 06, Shooting Times had an article on them. They both featured on the cover the yellow gripped 460 Magnum, and then inside they have the 500 Magnum there on the left, and all its little gadgets and tools. And this is a very comprehensive marketing article on it. As you can see, they really put a lot into this, thinking that it might go over big. And here's the rest of it right there. You can see the 500 over there on the left, and they talk about the recoil and what a great handgun it is to carry on your hip when you're in bear country. And then this one here is the earlier one, is kind of ancillary. Sorry. Because it displays them very nicely with their plastic cases that they come in. But this has got a very, very short article on this that showcases all the big bore stuff. So that's all the gun magazines had on this one. And now let's take a look at the catalogs. This is the Smith & Wesson 2006 catalog. And this is, of course, where it was first featured. It's got the 460 there on the left and the whole kit there on the right for the 500. And then you have the 07 catalog, where it was featured more prominently. And there you have the three versions of the emergency survival kit, which is this one here is the 44 Magnum in the dark green case, and then of course you have the 500 and the 460, and you can see down here the prices that the MSRP that it was originally retailing for. The reason that I'm doing this video is because looking at the cycle of this gun over the years, I paid $28.75 for this gun in 2017. So you can see it starting out at $1,400, going down into the low sevens, and now because of its rarity, it's up in the $2,800, $3,000, $3,500 range. There's some 460s listed for $3,500. The Magnum's been 500's been listed for $3,500. There's not even a slot for these in the Blue Book of Gun Values. I called them up, and they told me something like, well, if it's not in the catalog, we don't have it. So I sent them the catalog page, and they told me that they would have it in for next year's edition of the Blue Book of Gun Values. So that's kind of the history of Smith & Wesson's failure, but it probably worked out for us collectors, because I'm hoping that this will be a very, or even more valuable gun in the future. The other thing about it was hard to get it in. This was a gun that was originally purchased in California, and it had to be, because now you can't transfer guns into California that have a less than a 3-inch barrel, and this is a 2 3/4-inch barrel. So that's why in California this is even more important. So I hope you enjoyed this video and liked a little bit of history and research I've done on it. And take a look at Tom's videos at Weapons Education. He does a good job. He got his back in 2011. So I will see you on the next one. One last note. I called the Sorbitol, I think that's how you pronounce it, company that makes these grips for Hogue. That's the material they used, and I asked them how to clean them, and they told me to use rubbing alcohol. And they also said put some Armor All on them or some Lemon Pledge. So there's just a quick tip on how to keep these grips forever in good condition. Share and like. See you in the next one.